Hello again, guys. I am Blunty, if you don't know already, and I am just about to go to Detroit, of all places, for the North American... Well, what are you doing? The website reloaded on its own for some reason. I hate when websites do. You know why they do that? Automatically refresh the website every 5 minutes or so. So it counts as another hit. It's really annoying when they do that. Stop doing that, the website for this, the place where I'm going. Well, I'm not going to the website. I'm going to the event that the website is about. It's the North American International Auto Show. Wait. NAIAS, yeah. North American International Auto Show. It's in Detroit. Acronyms. I'm not good with acronyms. Anyway, whenever a vlogger type like me goes on one of these trips, it is something of a tradition to detail what's in the bag. What gear are you taking with you with which to cover said event? And I saw a few of these recently because, of course, see, I blanked on the acronym again. My brain can't do acronyms today. CES. CES has just happened and a bunch of tech vloggers are over there talking about all that. It kind of was a bit lackluster this year. Have you seen any coverage from it? It's a bit There are a few cool computer cases. I saw. Anyway, so a few of the vloggers that I watch detailed their equipment, and like a lot of people who get overexcited about the stuff, they overbuilt. So, I mean, they were carrying so much ridiculous gear, just super high-end gear that they spent far too much money on because they think it will somehow make their content better. Guess what? Expensive cameras don't make your content any better. It's all about how you produce the content, your presentation, what you talk about, how you talk about it, how it's edited together. None of that has to do with how much you spend on your camera or your microphone or the big ridiculous rig that you have to put it all in to carry it on your shoulder. And it's just, I see these people at these expos and shows all the time just with the crazy overbuilt rigs for producing YouTube content. What are you doing? You think you're making a documentary for the BBC? You don't need all that gear. You just need a basic set of gear. It's well, anyway. So I've been doing this for years, and every time I go to an event or an expo or something, I try and make my load lighter because I've got a crappy back, so the less I have to carry around with me to get the job done, the happier I am. This is one of the smallest kits I've ever put together this year. I've been refining it for years and years and years, and figuring out what gear I need, what kind of lenses I need, what stuff I will actually use versus what stuff I carried around and only used once or didn't use at all. There's been a lot of stuff that have been in and out of my bag over the years, but this is the kit I'm taking to the North American International Auto Show. Did I get it right? I think so. So we're going to start with the main camera, which is Panasonic's G7 camera, which I really like. I would have preferred, if I had the budget, I would have gone for a GH4, which is a lot like this camera, just a little bit more fancy, slightly larger, but a few more fancy tricks. But for bang for buck. Stop doing that. That's going to distract me all video long. Bang for buck, this is one of the best cameras you can get out there for doing video. It does 4K. It does 1080p at 60 frames per second, and anything down from that, I usually shoot in 25. But you can do lots of really nice stuff with this. It's really efficient on the battery. I carry 4 spare batteries with me with this. I don't think I've ever used more than 3 on any day-long shoot I've ever done. It's really good like that. But yeah, I love the G7. It's a fantastic little camera. I think I've reviewed it before, not on this channel. I think I reviewed it in full on the DigiDirect photography type channel thing that I do. Anyway, so the lenses I've got with it are the Panasonic 12-35 f2.8. Because when you're shooting these events, you want a fast lens because they're often not very well lit, and we'll talk about lights in a second. But this is a fantastic do-it-all lens, 12-35 or 24-70 in non-crop factor terms. And it's just one of the most flexible lenses you can possibly own for shooting video, particularly if you're shooting on a Panasonic Micro Four Thirds body, of course, because it has the stabilization built in, which is not built in the bodies of these cameras like it is on the Olympus ones. The Olympus ones have fantastic stabilization, but their video features are extremely limited when compared with Panasonic, so that's why I go that way. The other lens on here at the moment is a lens I have not used before. I'm actually going to be reviewing this lens as part of this trip for the DigiDirect channel. It's the 7-14. Not a new lens out there, but it's one I haven't tried before, and because I'm shooting an auto show, cars and stuff like that, big items in crowded conditions, then a wide-angle lens is just going to be invaluable for doing that. So looking forward to testing that up. I've got a little rig up on the top here, which I'll mount to the hot shoe there when I'm doing stuff and things. It's got the light on top here, which is my Metz. What's the model number on this one? The Metz Macrolight LED 320, which is my favorite video light. I've got like a couple of these things, and the dimmable, run off batteries, run off power. They're nice and light, they weigh nothing. and they're just brilliant. Love them to bits. And if you've ever seen me at an event filming in the last, which is, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, this is probably the light you've seen on the top there. The microphone I've got on here, this is a brand new microphone that I've actually just bought, literally just bought 2 days ago. And I've been after one of these for a while, ever since they were announced, actually. It is the new microphone from Rode, and those of you who watch me on a regular basis know I love my Rode video mic. I had the Videomic Pro, and then the Videomic Go, all shotgun style camera top microphones. Love them to bits. The Videomic Go was my favorite microphone ever since it first came out, because it's about $100, and it was just brilliant value for money for what it did, and I was using it all the time. And again, if you've seen me shooting at events, you've seen that on top of my camera, surely. These are the new one. This is called the Videomic Ro, as in micro, Video Micro. As you can see, it's a very small, I can't reach it from here. The Videomic Go is about that long. It's a much bigger microphone. But these ones are designed to be small, compact, because, because of course a lot of people are shooting on these cameras these days, these Micro Four Third cameras, and when you put the Videomic Pro or the Videomic Go on top of these things, it looks overbalanced and weird, and the microphone almost looks bigger than the camera. So it's a bit awkward to look at and to use. So they made these much smaller ones. Thing is though, I tested these yesterday when I was fiddling around with this gear just to make sure it was going to get the job done properly, and this has better sound quality than the Videomic Go that I've been recommending for years. It sounds better, richer. It has, even though it's a shorter shotgun, it has better rejection of sound from the side and from the back, so you're going to get a lot less noise from the show floor as opposed to what you're trying to record in front of the microphone. Really impressed with it. I will be doing a full review on these as well, once I've got out there and used them in the field properly for a good length of time, so I can weed out any little problems there may be. But these are new. I've also got the cable can pop off the back of that. I've also got this, which is the cable that Rode sell for going into an iPhone or other types of mobile phone that has the 4-pin TRS connector there. So I can use this if I've got my iPhone in a rig and plug that in my iPhone. But I was so impressed with this microphone when I bought it. I was planning on just switching it between the camera and the iPhone when I needed to switch between, just changing the cable out. But I was so impressed by it, I went out and got the other model of the microphone, which is exactly the same microphone. And yes, they come in the box with these fluffy windsocks, which is something microphones don't usually do. So that's really good value there. They're like $79 each, Australian by the way, so really good value for money. Cheaper than the Videomic Go I've been recommending for years actually, but this is the Videomic Me. It is essentially the exact same microphone capsule. I mean, it literally is the exact same microphone capsule, just in a slightly different form factor, with a little clippy thing designed to go straight into your phone. And it's also got a little plug on the back there, so you can actually monitor your audio as well when you're playing back or monitoring live, however you've got your thing set up to record. Which is something most microphones for the iPhone and stuff don't have, and that alone makes it worth the money buying both of them. But yeah, same sort of quality, and that's brilliant. Now pop that back on there. So what we'll do is pop this back on the phone, and I'll show you the rest of the phone type rig I've got here. And again, whoops, let's face this, and you can sort of face it forward or back depending on whether you're doing commentary or filming what's in front of you, of course. And it's got a little clip there to keep it in place. Lovely, solid, not going anywhere. So, don't ask me where I got the handle is just a generic handle thing you can get, and this clip came from another bodysuit set thing I got once, and it was crap, but the clip was good, so I kept that, and I've modified it to put a little hot shoe on top there. I had to, this is a real MacGyver kind of system here, so don't ask me what the bits and pieces are. There's like bits and pieces from like 5 or 6 different rigs I've just stapled together here to get this job done. And of course the lens there, the Moondog's, stop it. The Moondog anamorphic lens there, which I have reviewed before. I use this more as a wide-angle lens more than anything else, because I really like the iPhone 6S camera, 6S Plus this is actually, but I would have liked the lens to be just a little bit wider. So while this does do an anamorphic field of view as well, make it extra super widescreen, I'm more interested in just the extra width, because this is the best, the sharpest, the cleanest, the least interfering add-on lens for an iPhone that I've ever come across. It is simply brilliant. And again, I reviewed it. I've got a little sample video up about it, some stuff you can watch. But yeah, brilliant. So that's my little super lightweight GoPro, not GoPro, handheld shooter. When I want to go lightweight, if I'm not carrying around this big rig, I need to be ultra mobile or something, then I can just keep this and when I'm not actually filming, that slides into a bag really easily, and so does the mic and the little lens there. So that pulls apart in a very compact way and shoots, and again, up to 4K in very good quality. Now, the next thing I've got is my little GoPro Stabilization one. This is actually a new rig. This is not one I've reviewed before. I've reviewed a couple of these before. This is a new one, new to me anyway. It's only been out for 3 or 4 months, I think. Let's turn him on there. This is, again, the same brand as the other ones I've reviewed. This is the Z1. This is the Evolution. And as you can see, you might be, if you're familiar with these things, you'll notice that's particularly long, quite longer than usual. That's because it's got a couple of much higher capacity batteries in there. You can actually shoot for this thing, apparently, up to 8 or 9 hours at a go on one charge, which makes it ideal for show floor events when you're shooting all day, every day. So that's brilliant. So that's my stabilized GoPro there. Brilliant. Love it. Get nice steady shots out of that. Even can do some tricky stuff. And it's got a little quarter 20 mount at the bottom there, so I can actually pop that onto my monopod, which I can't show you because that's on that camera right now, but I can use it as a boom pole style thing to get way over stuff and do tricky, craning shots and things like that, which is really nice. That's one of the things I like best about this so far. I've literally had this only a few hours. It arrived today, just in time. But yeah, that little screw mount on the bottom there, so I can stick a monopod onto the bottom of it or mount it anywhere I need it, whatever I'm doing. Brilliant. Now, as far as batteries and stuff go, I've got this, which is new. I'll be reviewing this while I'm on the road as well. This is from Signet, and it is a 10,000 milliamp hour, just one of those little battery backup pack things. But the thing I like about this is it's got a little display on it. If I can get it to activate. Is it activated? Here it is. Can you see that? It's got a little digital display that tells you exactly how much charge is left and things. Most of the time when you see these batteries, they've got a row of 4 or 5 LEDs. And it just gives you a sort of bar graph display. This one actually gives you a readout of exactly what the percentage is left in that battery, and when you're charging stuff, it'll count down and stuff, so that is really nice. The other thing I really like about this is, for a battery of this capacity, this is the smallest and lightest one I've ever come across. I've got one, again, it's over there. I've got another one which is like 1200, which is 1200, 12,000, so slightly higher capacity than this, but it is significantly larger. It's almost twice as thick and much heavier as well. So this is very small, very light. And this is what's going to keep my phone charged mainly when I'm shooting with it or just using it during the day and whatnot. I can also use it as an emergency to charge the GoPro as well, although I do have a couple of spare batteries of the GoPro, but I can, in a pinch, connect this directly to the GoPro, power it off that. Also have for the GoPro the microphone adapter if I need to mic straight into the GoPro for whatever reason, if I'm doing a quick 2-camera piece or something with the GoPro. Along those lines, I've got my little Smart Mic Sport Mic here, which is a little clip-on boom style microphone, a bit like a lapel and a bit like a boom. This is designed for sports things, so you can clip it on your goggles and whatnot as you're hurtling down a mountain and stuff like that. But I found it quite useful as opposed to a regular lapel mic because you can clip it on your clothes, but it's also got this bendy arm here, so you can actually bend it away from the clothes of the talent you've got it pinned to stop the rustling noises and stuff you often get with lapel mics. So really quite like that. And I use that with I can use that with the iPhone. I've got an adapter, put it in the iPhone. I can use that with this camera. I can use it with the GoPro. I've got all the appropriate adapters and things to do that. Got a little extension cable here for the 3.5mm thing. So if I want to go handheld, for example, with this, if I'm doing an interview, I've set up the camera over there like that. I can grab the handle off my iPhone mount. So we'll just do that quick. I'll show you how quick it is set up actually. Screw the mic onto that, so we're not holding directly onto the microphone, which is a bad idea for handling noises. So then we can use the extension cable there. It's only a little one, a couple of meters. That's all I need. Wide angle lens on the camera. So I can use that as a handheld mic for me and the talent. And I've done that before with the Rode Videomic Go, and it's worked brilliantly, even in quite noisy environments. So, that's how I save space and weight. All this stuff can be sort of rearranged and rejiggered and stuff. I don't have one piece of kit that does just one job. Everything does multiple jobs. Lights. I said I was going to talk more about lights. We saw the Mets. This is my little eye blazer, which is a really tiny little... This was originally a Kickstarter thing, but... actually, where's the max? There we go. As you can see, quite a bright light. Well, it's hard to see. I've got the studio lights on, but a very bright light. It will burn on the max brightness for about 45 minutes. And if you're only doing little clips here and there, I usually use this with the iPhone. That's why I've got the little hot shoe on top there, so I can mount that up there. But it can also just go straight into the earphone port of the iPhone. If I'm not using the microphone at the same time, I can just slap that in there and have the light mounted directly on the phone itself in an easy way without all the other rigging. One of my favorite things in the world, that little eye blazer. One of the best things I've ever backed on Kickstarter, actually. A lot of stuff on Kickstarter is complete crap by the time it gets to you, but this has been brilliant. I love it. They just did a version 2 of this, which has a few extra features, but they said they were going to send me one to look at to review, but they never did. Happens a lot. Also these, which are again little LED lights. These ones are not, stop it. These ones are not dimmable. These are just some cheapo ones I got from like Photo Jojo or something, I think. They've got little hot shoe mounts on them, and again they burn for about 45 minutes a piece. These are the backup ones basically, so if I somehow burn through all the batteries on that, and I burn through all the batteries on that, these are the backups basically. They're just something to throw light around. I've got no real control over them, but they are a fairly nice, smooth, consistent light. They're nice and bright, and they have got me out of trouble on more than one occasion. I've usually got at least one of these in my bag at any one time, at least if I don't have the eye blazer with me. This is one of the best things in the universe, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think the camera focused on that. Do I have autofocus turned on? Pro! This is the WD My Passport Wireless. So it is just like any other little, passport drive from WD. They've got a whole range of them in different sizes and stuff. Sizes and sizes, did I say? Capacities and sizes is what I meant. But this is a USB 3.0, which means getting video files, which are usually quite large, especially if you're dealing with 4K, to and from the computer much faster than a USB 2.0 would be, of course, so that's nice. But the reason I like this is it is wireless. Take a breath, you're getting overexcited. See, this means I don't have to take my computer with me. I don't even have to take my iPad with me. I just use this for backing up all of my files. When I record, nothing ever gets deleted off the memory cards. I have a pocket full of memory cards, and I just bought a brand new 128 gigabyte card for that, which, brilliant, love it, 128 gigs. Whee! But yeah, at the end of the day, I slide that. This has got a little SD card reader on the side as well, and I have looked at this on video, so if you've watched me for long enough, I'm not telling you anything new. But yeah, you pop the memory card in there. I've got this set up so as soon as the memory card goes in, it automatically copies everything on that memory card onto the internal terabyte hard drive. So everything gets an instant backup at the end of the day. Nothing gets deleted off the SD cards, because if you only have one copy of stuff, you're just asking for trouble. But that means I don't have to take my computer with me. I don't have to take the computer, the power supply, and an external hard drive, which is how I used to do things. At the end of the day, I would bring out the memory cards, set up the computer, back up the memory cards onto the external hard drive, set it to the computer, and away. This does all that job in one little hard drive. That's how I back up my footage and keep it safe. And when I get back home again, I just plug this into the computer, and all the footage there is ready to go. I spit it straight into Final Cut Pro, make the edit, and away we go. And once everything is done, then I can pop the memory cards, and we're all happy. So that's the kit out. That's the tech. That's the camera gear. That's everything. And as you can see, it will fit in a shoulder bag, basically, a messenger bag. It's very small, very lightweight. I've got the ability to film in 4K, all except for the GoPro. That's the GoPro Hero 3 Plus, which is one of the versions before they started doing 4K. Well, actually, it does do 4K, but only at 15 frames per second, which is useless. So I use that in 2. I think I've got that 2.7K set up at the moment. But yeah, that's just GoPro. It doesn't really matter. You can blow it up to 4K from that 2.7K, and you're not going to lose much anyway, because it's a little bit soft anyway, because it's a GoPro and it's a big wide-angle lens, so no issue there. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you've got any questions or suggestions or anything to do with the auto show or the trip or how I'm going to cover it, and I haven't really made up my mind exactly how I'm going to cover it. I kind of do that stuff on the fly. I get there and I start shooting stuff, and sort of my brain starts forming a picture of how the end result is going to be. If I go on with a plan, I never stick to the plan anyway. I found, again, through years of experience of shooting shows and expos and things, I go on with the plan, and then the plan falls to pieces, and I come away with something almost completely different that I went into the plan for, but still good content, hopefully. So thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time. I'm going to pack all this stuff up.